Maybe start a conversation about what you like and what you don't like and why, and start talking about this art and sculpture that does become architecture in buildings. Now, Chicago today is the third largest city in the United States. We're 255 square miles. We have 3 million people living in the city of Chicago and 10 million people living in the entire Chicago area, which we call Chicagoland. That kind of gives you a little sight into what we're going to be looking at today. But just ahead of us, we have these two white towers here. With the clock tower. This is the first office building built on the north side of the Chicago River. It was built in 1921, the second tower to the right finished in 1924. That bridge added many years later in the mid-30s. And this... Yes, they do that on purpose. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. This building here is the Beaux-Arts style of architecture, which we call the School of Beaux-Arts, or Fine Arts in Paris. It's a combination of French, Spanish, and Italian Renaissance design elements. You have the white terracotta tiles, which means baked earth or baked clay. You have the clock tower, which is a replica of a cathedral clock tower in Seville, Spain. Now this is called the Wrigley Building. Anybody heard the name Wrigley before? Yeah, Wrigley Gum, Wrigley Field, Wrigleyville. All named, almost fell in my cough drop, excuse me. All named from William J. Wrigley Jr. He started out by making soap and baking soda. During the World's Fair of 1893 here in Chicago, he gave away a piece of gum to the crowd, and this was the introduction of juicy fruit gum. People went crazy for juicy fruit. They didn't care about soap. He made a lot of money. Therefore, the entire building is made up of chewing gum. Profits. Chewing gum profits. Now, just ahead of us, we have this really fancy, sleek blue glass tower right here. This is our second tallest tower. This is Trump International Hotel and Tower, Chicago. It was finished in 2009. It's 1,389 feet tall, and it is designed by Adrian Smith of Skidmore, Owings & Merrill. Now, this is contemporary architecture, and it uses what we call contextualism, which I will talk about a lot because I like it. Now, contextualism is where you take the surroundings or the environment, and you incorporate them into the design. So look all the way up. There's 3 levels before the very top. The first level represents the height of the Wrigley Building. The second level represents the height of the London Guarantee Building. And the third level represents the height of the next tower behind it, IBM Tower. Now these are 3 landmark structures, which is why they're incorporated into the design of Trump. Now IBM Tower right here, this black steel tower, was finished in 1971, designed by master architect Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. Very important man in the world of architecture. Started at the Bauhaus School in Berlin, fled Nazi Germany, settled in Chicago, began to teach at the Illinois Institute of Technology. Now he is the father of American modernism, and this is a modernist tower. Now, Mies van der Rohe really believed in the true base forms of modernism out of Europe, which is less is more. Form should follow function, so you won't see extra space, you won't see ornamentation or decoration. These are perfectly symmetrical buildings, black steel, long vertical curtain walls and windows, and the lobbies are usually 2 stories and all glass to allow for socializing. This is now called the AMA Plaza for American Medical Association. It also has the luxury hotel, the Langham, based out of London. Now just ahead of us, we have these 2 towers that look like corn on the cob. This is Marina City, or Marina City Towers, developed by Bertrand Goldberg in the late 60s. Now Bertrand Goldberg was a student of Mies van der Rohe. As you can see, there's no similarities in their style at all. Now these are the world's first round skyscrapers, the first ones to use modern tower cranes for construction, and at the time of completion were the world's largest reinforced concrete buildings. Now Bertrand Goldberg had a very different idea about design over Mies van der Rohe. He said that I really shouldn't use any 90-degree angles because there are none in nature. Why would I use them in art and design and architecture? So he says the shape was influenced by the sunflower. Other people will tell you the shape looks like it was influenced by the cartoon The Jetsons. Now they say these are 2 of the most photographed buildings in the entire world. Easy to believe, you're taking pictures, they're featured in all the major movies and TV shows of the city. Transformers 3 destroyed them completely with a giant robotic caterpillar creature, which you can tell is fake. Steve McQueen's last movie, The Hunter, in 1980, they drove a car out of the garage and into the Chicago River, which they did for an Allstate commercial just a few years ago. Now, Marina City was very important to the redevelopment of downtown.